I'm recording on all fronts. I got the camera rolling. I got the Zoom rolling. I guess I gotta start off the episode by ripping my hat off, right?
What up, fuckers?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the club. Welcome to BaldFC. I'm your host, the Bald Man. Today we're breaking down Premier League football. We are on game week 21. We're starting at 21. It's too late. We're just doing it. And for this momentous occasion, I got my co-host, my best friend, the leading goal scorer for Stinky FC, our pro club squad.
After his exploits in the last... Oh my goodness! And again, they simply can't.
I got Yogs. Welcome to the club.
Good to be here, pal.
Well, here it is again. It's a welcome...
Ladies and gentlemen, he is our resident Tottenham fan. So we're going to start off with some scores. We're going to look at the scores for the week. Let's see. So we had Brentford edged out Nottingham Forest 3-2 because that was Ivan Toney's first game back to the Prem. He's been out for a long time, but he scored a pretty controversial free kick to win the game 3-2. We had Sheffield versus West Ham. That was another controversial game with a lot of late goals. Ended 2-2. And then, let's see, Liverpool demolished Bournemouth 4-0. But, I mean, Bournemouth were on a tear before that game, I'd say. Then we've also got, last but not least, Brighton versus Wolves. That was the last game of the game week on Monday. That one ended 0-0. That brings us to our 3 points. Ladies and gentlemen, our 3 points, where we're going to look at the 3 big games for the game week. Arsenal, Crystal Palace. And it ended 5-0. Arsenal took the lead 5-0. Our first point is there's been a lot of talk recently about Arsenal needing a striker. They've been linked with Victor Osimhen from Napoli. They've been linked with Karim Benzema from Al Ittihad. And honestly, I don't even think they need him. They still got Gabby Jesus. They still got Kai Havertz, even though neither of them really are perfect strikers. They're still finding goals elsewhere. You know, their best players are finding their form. Saka, he's still having a slow start to the season. Martinelli was having an even slower start, but he had 2 late goals in extra time to edge out the final 5-0. So I think
They wish they had that Heung-min Son.
they wish they had Heung-min Son. Which brings us to a good point. This could be a reoccurring game on the channel with Lucas whenever he's on. Starting off with Arsenal. Arsenal fans, ask yourselves, is there anyone in your club that is better than Heung-min Son?
I'd like to ask Arsenal fans, do you have anybody named Heung-min Son? They don't.
They don't. Not on the roster. No, I don't think they do. I don't think they do.
Heung-min Son.
Palace, there's nothing really to write home about. Elise, he's a bright spark.
They're a mid to low table team every year. You're in and out.
I liked him a lot last year with Patrick Vieira, but moving on. Which brings us into our point number 2. Game week 21, point number 2 is Newcastle versus City. What a game. Lucas and I, we just watched the highlights for this game. What a belter. Ended 3-2 with City edging out Newcastle. Newcastle hasn't been in a good run of form. It all stems from really, I think, their best player, Kieran Trippier, not showing up recently. This game really looked like they're starting to find their groove again and come back, maybe be the big boys that they were starting to look like at the beginning of the year.
Honestly, I think the biggest point from the Man City game is De Bruyne's back, and he had a goal and an assist. And I mean, him being back and putting up a goal and an assist in one game, and along with that roster already, when Haaland comes back, they're going to be the scary team again.
Yep. Brings us to our third and final point from game week 21. Ladies and gentlemen, the final game was Man United versus Tottenham. Another banger from game week 21. Final score, Man United 2, Tottenham Hotspurs 2. Rasmus Højlund had a great fucking game. Oh my God, he had a goal and an assist. I think Man United have been terrible this season because they're lacking on their best players. Højlund looks like a world-class player in the future. He's just got to bang in some goals. And guys, I think this is the start of it. We'll see how it goes. Lucas, what would you have to say is the big points from these games?
I think the big point from this game is getting the goals without Youngman's son on the field. He wasn't there for the week. Richarlison has been playing much better the last 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
Him finally starting to figure it out. Youngman's son doing as well as he is. Hopefully he'll be back.
Another big point, Tottenham coming forward, is these new signings. Speaking of the boy, Timo Werner, welcome back to the Prem, my son. As a Chelsea fan, it's hard to see you play for another team, let alone another team in London. But happy to see the boy get a decent performance. Another meme-worthy shot.
But he was on the ball a lot, and he moved the ball well. So
yeah, he moved the ball well.
Promising looking forward.
And he got a big assist. That definitely means a lot, I think, for his first game. Get a point, and that's definitely a performance to work off of.
Can't rule out Tottenham for winning the Premier League. I mean,
terrible call, but that's our 3 points from game week 21. So let's go into the awards. We've got the game of the week. I think the best game of the week from match week 21, I'm going to give it to City Newcastle. Two big names. Newcastle's trying to come back and get into Champions League football. They're struggling right now. City, always league favorites. Newcastle showed up that game, put some goals in the back of the net against a very hard side, and City edging them out. And I want to give my Player of the Week award to Oscar Bob. Who the hell is that? That's the youngster that put the ball in the back of the net in the late seconds of the City game. What a goal.
That's the right foot.
If you guys haven't seen that, go home, watch that goal. Oscar Bob, beautiful move around Dubravka, maybe? I don't know. What do you think? What's your game of the week? You got a player of the week?
My player of the week is Richarlison, just continuing to put the ball in the net. Game of the week, I would have to agree. I would have to say Man City and Newcastle. Newcastle has been bad on the road, and they were at home this week. And for Man City to go in there without Haaland, getting De Bruyne back and winning on the road against Newcastle is huge. So I think they're the team to watch going forward. I know Liverpool's ahead of them. This Man City team, they're right back where they were a year ago. So
yeah. Let's start looking forward to next week. We got match week 22 coming up. I think the game to watch for match week 22 is going to be Chelsea versus Liverpool as a replay of the first match of the season. Chelsea versus Liverpool, I think, ended 2-2. Chelsea has been terrible, so we need something to happen here. We're going to look at our fantasy Premier League lineups. I'm transferring out Harry Maguire. This man did absolutely all for me. He was in my squad.
I don't know why you have Harry Maguire in the first place.
He was in my squad for 1 week, and then my dad laughed at me, so I had to transfer him out. He's right. I'm transferring out Harry Maguire, and I'm bringing in Saliba from Arsenal. I think he's got like 80 points for a defender. That's fucking fantastic, so he's going to join the squad. Lucas, who are you transferring out this week?
This week I transferred out Trippier and Matoma, and I added Virgil van Dijk, and I added Anthony. The fidget spinner himself. He added the fidget spinner. I'm gonna have to disagree. I think that's a terrible take. They're playing against Wolverhampton, so I feel good.
I have a lot. My fantasy team rides on Wolves right now. We'll reassess in game week 22. But guys, I think that's gonna be it for game week 21. Thank you, Lucas, for joining us. We'll get back on the pitch, bang in some goals on pro clubs. Guys, get out there, play some footy, enjoy the game. Let's go Wolves!
No problem.